Some say the high school is hell. I've never given a thought about this till yesterday. It hit fast. I don't know how or why, but in the matter of an hour, everyone I knew was either craving for flesh or mercy. Those not infected were running like hell.
Freeze! Hold it right there! Hold it! Open fire! Fire!
Police didn't help. Neither did the National Guard. So they locked the school, with us inside. 3 survivors, Pom-Pom Girl, Jock, and Jarhead. Soldier keeps claiming there's a guarded door we can escape through. All we need to do is reach it.
What the heck? Oh my God, Logan! You're alive! I was so scared!
My name is John Chow. I'm a private detective. I've been searching for Karen Naismith, a missing daughter of a Chicago's millionaire. Conducting an investigation, I got myself with a soldier and 2 teenagers in the middle of this high school of hell. Young female. The body is still warm, so she must have died not a long time ago. Skull crushed, partially devoured. Some traces of a tattoo on the back of her neck. I'm suspecting it's Karen Naismith. Have I solved my case? I have found Richard Reed. He's been locked in the cage, laying on the floor, seemed to be unconscious. I wanted to talk to him, so I opened the cage. I've checked his pulse, and suddenly he woke up and overpowered me. I managed to shoot him twice and lock the cage from the inside. He ran away.
February 24th, 2015, 9 p.m. Phage therapy was a failure. Controlled meningitis symptoms were not achieved due to very effective and rapid DNA replication. Staphylococcus bacteria has been suppressed too fast. This caused the inflammation to drastically lower, and the brain began to recover too soon. Preventing the process was impossible. February 28th, 2015, 11 p.m. A mixture of separated and weakened viruses of hemorrhagic fevers should be ready as soon as the replication ends and the serum gets separated from the blood. Experimental Ebola virus vaccine should slow down but not stop the replication of other VHF viruses to sustain general body inflammation. But together with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, temporary stasis should be maintained. March 2nd, 2015, 3 p.m. Rats 16, 4 weeks old, and 23, 35 weeks, were given a stimulant at 4 p.m. yesterday. Rat 16, after pumping out 25% of blood and injecting stimulant, homeostasis functions remain stable. No cardiac arrest nor liver failure observed. Quarantined. Rat 23, pumped out 40% of blood, but stimulant was injected at 10%. Increased blood pressure was controlled with dopamine and glucocorticoid injections. Doses of NSAIDs had to be increased and acute liver failure was observed. Coagulopathy and gastrointestinal bleeding, treated with acetylcysteine. Critical. March 3rd, 2015, 5 p.m. Rat 16, pharmacologically awakened at 2 p.m. and stable. Hemolytic jaundice. Normal dilation of the pupils. Stable. Rat 23, still in a coma, but stable. Enlarged liver, treated with ursodiol. March 7th, 2015, 1 a.m. The patient with vast internal damage. Internal bleeding from punctured spleen and probably liver too. Blood loss around 4 units. Type A+. The The spleen was stitched up, but without blood, he will die by the dawn. Transfusion of type O negative. 2 units. Patient remains alive. March 8th, 2015, 4 p.m. I, Michael Evans, on March 7th, 2015, 11:40 a.m., have found an accident victim lying on the side of Route 95, 3 miles from Massville. I have taken the unconscious patient to the facility and diagnosed internal bleeding, broken ribs, and a punctured spleen. I had to operate, but due to a lack of type A blood, I couldn't keep his blood pressure stable. I've transfused my own type O negative blood, 2 units, and injected an experimental stasis stimulant containing suppressed viruses of hemorrhagic fevers. The patient has remained in a coma and been stable for the past 24 hours. All the described actions were performed directly by myself, without third parties. My assistant, Spike Rockwell, was informed about the fact on March 8th, 2015, and advised me to inform the authorities. March 9th, 2015, 2 p.m. Rats 16 and 23, previously separated, remain quarantined in one single cage. Both males were recovering faster than expected. March 12th, 2015, 1 a.m. At 9 p.m., patient has awakened and broken 4 stitches, but he immediately tranquilized and given morphine, MS Contin 120 by 12. Fever remains in spite of being given corticosteroids. March 14th, 2015, 3 a.m. Patient has had a lumbar puncture and blood taken to be analyzed. Elevated levels of the 1433 protein led to the conclusion that he also had spongiform encephalopathy. Anyway, this still makes no sense, as such symptoms appear too early to develop. Cerebrospinal fluid, meningitis, spongiform encephalopathy, blood, rabies, and toxoplasmosis. Small puncture scars all over his body seem to look like bat bites, who spread the rabies. Toxoplasmosis spread due to immune deficiency. Rabies and toxoplasmosis are developed and already untreatable. The patient will die within a couple of weeks, maybe even days. March 17th, 2015, 11 p.m. Current research consentaneously led to the conclusion prion diseases have long or very long incubation period. It seems to be literally impossible to develop such advanced syndromes within a couple of days, maybe even hours. March 18th, 2015, 6 a.m. My patient is dead, but it wasn't his condition which killed him. He got away, jumped off the old control tower, and has been found by the police. He was strapped into the bed. He couldn't have untied himself. March 19th, 2015, 2 a.m. Rat 23's brain autopsy indicates some changes leading to many hormone production malfunctions, including adrenal insufficiency. This leads to cortisol, hormone of stress, and dopamine overproduction, sodium deficiency, and indirectly causing serotonin, hormone of happiness, underproduction. Such condition leads to increased aggression, craving for sodium-rich products like a raw meat or blood plasma, including brain inflammation symptoms, meningitis. This leads to a conclusion such an organism is not capable of conscious thinking. Until its primal needs are fulfilled, it's just brainless. March 20th, 2015, 1 a.m. Rat 23 found over the carcass of rat 16. Put down. Dissection observations, sudden loss of fur, enlarged genitals. Brain biopsy, transmissible spongiform encephalopathy detected. Pathogen agent, prions, origins unknown. Assuming prions are actually real, the laboratory rats should be genetically perfect. Development of prion diseases supposedly takes months to cause such changes. Could it be the stasis stimulant leading to it? March 20th, 2015, 3 a.m. I've just locked Spike Rockwell in the cage after tranquilizing him. It's not the cerebral palsy causing him limping. He had an accident in New Delhi 6 years ago, and a year after he got a job as my assistant. He's been researching prion diseases for the past 8 years, and he was the one infecting our rats and my patient with prions, which my stasis stimulant affected and enforced an excessive mutation. He was bitten by rat 23 a couple of days ago and came to me for help, as he's been infected with the same diseases, and now losing his mind, literally.
Massville's high school students have won an annual state chemistry contest. Their teacher, Professor Michael Evans, was a leading neuropathologist who sacrificed his career to teach young minds. A local clerk at Buy It Now mentioned him purchasing chemical resources on a regular basis, some ordered exclusively for him. His limping assistant used to fetch it for him. I wanted to talk to him, so I entered the school. I used to be a cop, too. 15 years in criminal homicide. Left because of booze. 18 months sober. Karen Naismith is in Massville. Her last trace was a credit card transaction registered in Massville. I think she was following Richard Reed. What was she doing in this high school? This is the disease Karen's father is having. I'm wondering if she's scared she's going to inherit it, so she wanted to find a cure. Biff Tanner. That's the big buddy who told me where to look for Professor Evans at school. Captain Matthews mentioned this case before. Old Ruffus was at the list of missing people I got from him. Coroner's report indicated this guy having a prion disease, transmissible spongiform encephalopathy, with some rapid and odd brain changes. Prions. Again. This is Karen's handwriting? She must have met him. Spike Rockwell. He looks like Richard Reed. Are they relatives? Karen was at this conference, hoping Richard Reed to attend it too. Have they met over there? Has Reed anything to do with her missing or death?